Okay. At the end of Shadowbringers. Okay, at the end of Shadowbringers. Where do we stand? Where do we stand? Okay, so A Realm Reborn was where that ended. Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers. All right, as we stand, nobody has reached Trolley tier. Talos ++ is Alizé. Talos Enterprise, Plains, Mount Everest, S++. S tier is Kryl and Edgy Salad. They maintain their current footing. A tier was Lise, who maintains. There's no reason to knock her down, but no reason to improve her. Alphano maintains. Yeah. Oh, Alphano, Ardbert maintain. Estinian way up. Yeah, Estinian. I imagine this. I'm going to put him A tier for now, but I think, judging from what I've seen, Estinian will become S tier in Endwalker. I kind of feel like that's where he's going. Tataru is now A tier. You can rejoice. Yes, Tataru is A tier. Tataru is now A tier. I can't deny it. She's in the words of the people, she is single-handedly responsible for making sure there's no dickheads who are now part of the Scions, and she also somehow managed to build us the meat pie. So she is definitely up there. Honestly, as much as this goes against everything I've known throughout playing Final Fantasy XIV, Thancred is now higher than Y'shtola. Y'shtola is still fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. She needs to do something a little better. Probably looking at Endwalker, that is probably going to be her moment to shine. But yeah, Thancred had, for me, the him and Reen's storyline was exceptional. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. He had the best gameplay duty of all of Shadowbringers, if not the best I've played so far. I absolutely adored the duty against Ranjit was fantastic. I genuinely bought into how they played that out. I thought Thancred was going to die. I felt genuinely sad about that. They played it out as if you were about to die and that you were losing. They set that up and knocked it out of the park. So yeah, absolutely move that up. Yish hasn't done much. It's been okay. Hasn't particularly done much. But we'll see. I guess we have to change this to Grahatia, who is still in the same spot. He's been a welcome companion, but hasn't done anything else. I think that's right. Graha, then apostrophe Tia. Urianger. It's that one. Urianger. I think he maintains. Yeah, still hasn't done much. He's fine. I wouldn't trust him. He's fine. You should do Graha and the Exarch separately. They both be in the same boat for now then. Yeah, I have a personal issue with, withholding information for the betterment. But yeah. How is Graha lower than Kryl? Again, these two are both here, and it's definitely personal bias, so no need to get angry, but it's personal bias. I am very much against, certainly my personal life, misleading people for what you believe is their better good. I don't like that at all. Generally, I've never known it to actually pay off with serious matters. I know people who've done that. I just don't like it, so that gives them the C tier. That's why they're there. That's why they're there for me. But he's a good boy. Yeah, he's fine. C tier is not failboat. I think that needs to be clear. C tier is not failboat at all. They're not fails. I'm happy to have them around, but they haven't done anything else. Seto, I mean... oh, Gaius? Ooh. I'm so sad so many of you, at least of the viewers that were there on the day, did not do the raid tier storyline and skipped it to unlock the raids. That sucked. But I'm glad that we got to play through it and people got to see it. As a character, yeah. As a character, I would put Jeff up here. It's a really good story. It's a very, very good story. And it is sad sometimes when I see that, you know, people wanted to raid with their friends, so they burnt through the story or they skipped through, and just to get the raid unlocked. That always sucks when we see that. It always sucks. But I'm glad that in some way we get to rescue that by coming back this way, which is great. Who's Jeff? Gaius Van Baelzer. Yeah. Gaius. Emmett is up here. That's Edgy Salad. Edgy Salad is Emmett. That's him up there. Jeff is Gaius. Emmett's up there. Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Fanadiel. Fanadiel's going to be an Endwalker. I mean, right now, Fanadiel is just such an utter mystery. If I was to crackpot theory it, if I was completely crackpot theory it, Fanadiel is, in my eyes, and my guess is that Fanadiel is vastly more powerful than he's even remotely letting on. His failures in what he's doing is like completely intentional. He really doesn't give a fuck. Either way, he's doing it. I think he's doing it more to annoy Zenos and to play into his hands, and probably just to annoy us, just for the laugh of watching people burn and suffer. That's not for the lulz. He's just been. He feels like I would guess right now that he's just so manipulative that is how he gets his kicks. He's manipulating Zenos. He's manipulating us. He's having, like, literally we're rats in his maze. And that's how I feel right now. And Zenos is in that maze too, whether he realizes it or not. I suspect he doesn't realize it because I'm Lord Zenos. But I do feel like we're all complete rats in his maze and he's just having a blast. That's what I'd go with. But Gamba, the jailer. I mean, he's already got more story than the year or so Shadowlands has been out. But Daniel's the writer favorite. That's how I feel right now. I feel like at some point we're gonna have a scene where Zenos has had enough of his bullshit and his theatrics and tries to kill him or something, and he's just like, "What are you doing? Really? Oh, you fell for it. You really fell for it, Lord Zenos. Blah blah blah. Oh, you poor fool!" And then just wrecks him completely. I kind of feel that's coming. Really? Something like that. I kind of feel like that's going to come. Yeah, the complete bamboozle. I kind of feel like that's going to happen. Alizé's overrated? Bullshit. Alizé has earned her right as Talos++. For real. Elidibus, that story was so sad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys do. I have a horrendous fear about like Alzheimer's and things like that. And having that character who was just running basically on instinct by that point and had to be put down like a rabid dog, essentially. I mean, the character has still done horrendously horrible things. It's kind of like the Yotsuyu question, right? It's like, yeah, this character has done horrendous, horrible things. But the person you're dealing with is just fucking blinkered lights, doesn't even know why the car set off from the road, just doesn't know, just keeps going. So I'd probably put that character as A tier, honestly. Elidibus, that was a very sad story. One of my biggest fears is getting Alzheimer's. Like, if you've ever met anybody who's got Alzheimer's and just doesn't know what the fuck's going on and they're just running on instinct, essentially, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's definitely horrible. A tier is very crowded. Everyone's doing really, really well. Yeah, generally speaking, everyone's doing really, really well. Really well. Like, if you look at the... I'm going to cover it with my stupid fucking face, but the entire thing has changed dramatically with the story writing. Like, from A Realm Reborn, it was just Moonbreeder and Ish was up there. Minfilia. I always liked Minfilia. Alizé and Urianger were B tier, and Ida, Pappy, and Alfie was C. Failboat was Tataru and Dankred. Really disliked those characters in A Realm Reborn. And then Urianger went down to the Failboat in Heaven's Ward for the same reason that he dropped, because he went up, right? We had him go up. Yeah, he went from Failboat to C tier in Stormblood, and then he did it again, motherfucker. He did it again, but he came around a little bit. What separates the characters between S and A? Whatever I feel like at the time. It's like this isn't something that Squeenix is paying me to judge their writing on or anything. Just how I felt about the characters at the time. Nothing more than that. But it's I like it because it does track the journey that I've gone on with the characters throughout the story. Like Estinian was a big one. Like in Heaven's Ward, Estinian was like A tier in my eyes. I loved Estinian. Like his story throughout Heaven's Ward was so cool. I've talked about it so many times, but the transition of that character was so great. And then in Stormblood, immediate failboat. Like absolutely fucking hated what they did with Estinian in that storyline. Absolutely hated it. This just ridiculous get out of jail free card that they had looming whenever they felt it necessary. Really hated it. And then back up now. Back up again. Got to rank Zenos. Which version? Which version of Zenos? Like, Zenos is about 12 characters at this point. Right? He's the real one. Do you go with the more Ascian powered one? I mean, I know he was born with the Ascian fragment in him. He's always had that since he was a kid and had the dreams and stuff. But like in Starblood, Zenos was like an A tier villain. I liked that his motives were different than what you'd usually expect. I liked that. I liked that he had all this power and influence and he used it. And we guessed at a lot of points where Zenos was like telling like Yotsuyu to go murder, pillage, and they never went anywhere with it in Stormblood. I will never forgive them for that. They fucked that up so much. Bastard. Fucking Stormblood main MSQ. Bastard. Because it had so much opportunity. It had so much legs in it. And then I said to him, he's going to smile because he doesn't care. He wants them to do this to inspire hope in the fucking Warrior of Light. That's all he wants to do this for. And then immediately that character smiled. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then they never went anywhere with it. And then they had the ending, which I really hated. The one-on-one dungeon with Zenos. And then he runs off to Shinryu. And then they have a fucking sing-song immediately. But then he comes back. And he's much more interesting again. I would love to know internally. I mean, Bex has been looking into the articles and stuff as to whether that was planned or whether they wanted another go with that character to do more with him. I would assume it was planned because it starts in the Stormblood post MSQ. But I'd really like to know whether they had a second dig with it. What's interesting is like Nanamo is one of my favorite characters right now, but from what we could tell at the time, they did plan to kill that character. But the fan outrage was just too much, so they brought her back. But they were okay with killing off Nanamo, which is great because her storyline turned into so much more and is so much better. It's so fucking good. Rank the leaders. I mean, at the moment, it's pretty simple. Nanamo number 1. I put Merlwyb and Kana second tier. Kana Senna is way higher in my books now after reading about what she did at Cartano. After reading about that, and the same with Merlwyb. Like, I always liked Merlwyb, but after what she did at Cartano is so much better. Emmerich's always super high. Did we not do it in here? Did we not put him up? Yeah, Emmerich's at the top. Yeah, Emmerich's S2. They did so well with that character. They did so well with it. After the like rough introduction of him in A Realm Reborn, where he's all right. The changing of that character's dynamic, and then the very, very slow build to the ultimate payoff with Hraesvelgr. Top tier. I would have Emmerich with me every step of the way. Lise is A tier now. She's now, but it's like there should almost be. There should almost be this category, like in here, because like these are almost two different games. These are almost two different games. Like they're so different. And in here you would have Lise. Where would Lise be? Through the main MSQ. Let me think about this. Like, she finished A tier, but it would be like Failboat. Yeah. Not yet. It'd be like that. Like, it would be that bad. It really would. It would be that goddamn low. Like, she's so bad in the main MSQ. So bad. And then by the time you get to post MSQ, she's up to A tier. Like, it's really bad. Yeah, you have to go under the universe, then you have to transfer realms, and then take a Stargate to where Lise belongs.